Too much magic can be dangerous. My Eek once had 2 spells and burnt his sweet roll.
The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim has multiple types of magic spells that can be used for many different situations. However, the most common and recognized types of spells are that of destruction. After all, any fantasy game wouldn't be complete without the ability to hurl a fireball at your enemy. Naturally though, the first spells you pick up in the game pale in comparison to those that you can find later. As you upgrade your spells and increase your destruction proficiency though, you will likely wish to wield the most powerful spells in the game. If that is the case, then look no further, for this is how you acquire the master level spells for the School of Destruction. Like all schools of magic, the master level destruction spells can only be obtained by completing a special quest. To begin the quest Destruction Ritual spell, you first need to have a destruction skill of 100. Attaining the high skill level isn't easy, but once you've overcome the obstacle, you need to head to the College of Winterhold and speak with Faralda. Only when your destruction skill is at 100 will you be able to ask her, what else is there to be learned about destruction magic?
Over the years, I've heard things. Powerful magics lost to the ages, incredible spells that only the most skilled mages can master. This is the only thing I've ever found. I think it's better off in your hands.
After asking this question, Faralda will give you a book titled Power of the Elements. This volume is the primary reason the destruction spell ritual is less than easy to complete. The tome is incomplete and only has a simple poem inside. Without any quest markers, you are forced to decipher the makeshift directions and discover the location they point to. Northward haunted northern coastline and south Dwemer live in toil. A simple place, a shield from draft. At this stand wield mage's craft, so fierce the sea will boil. These lines refer to Windward Ruins, a small barrow just southwest of Dawnstar. Here you will find a podium. With the book in your inventory, you want to activate the podium to place the tome on it. Then you need to cast a fire spell on the book. The power of the spell doesn't matter, any strength will do. After you do this, there will be a small explosion, and you can pick the book back up. If you read through the pages again, there will be a new passage, which describes a new location. Under Greybeard's morning shadow, at this northern watch long lost, Nirn's hoary throat does scrape the sky. Here unleash a chilling cry, and gild this stand with frost. This section of the poem is referring to North Skybound Watch, another small barrow. This one is found on the southwest side of the Throat of the World, and not that far southeast of Riverwood. The terrain is a bit difficult to traverse, as it is on the slopes of a mountain. However, once you reach the location, you want to repeat the process of placing the tome on the pedestal, and this time, cast any frost spell on the book. After the resulting explosion, there will be one more passage added to its pages. Over western river waters, by Karth bounded south and north, on mountains sits a humble crown. Sky's wrath on this stand bring forth, to shake these snowcaps down. This final part of the poem describes the barrow Four Skull Lookout, located just southeast across the river from Karthwastern, a fair distance northeast of Markarth. This barrow sits in the middle of forsworn encampments, so without question you'll encounter resistance when trying to reach it. Once you finally do reach the location though, you need to drop the tome on the pedestal and cast any shock spell at it. Once you do this, the book Power of the Elements will be complete, and the next time you read it, the Master Destruction spell, FireStorm, will be added to your list of magic. That's not all though. After completing the Destruction Ritual spell quest, you can return to Faralda at the College of Winterhold to purchase the Master Shock and Frost spells. It's worth mentioning that Faralda does not sell the Master spells Lightning Storm and Blizzard until you complete the quest. It is a bit odd, but that's just the way things are. Now that you know how to get the spells, let's take a look at how they work and how powerful they are. First off is the FireStorm spell. This magic, unlike the preceding flame spells, has an area of effect instead of needing to be targeted at an enemy. When cast, FireStorm has 3 levels of flame effect. The first is 100 points of damage in a 100-foot radius. Second is 75 points of damage in a 60-foot radius, and third is 50 points of damage in a 20-foot radius. The beauty of this spell is how these 3 rings of damage stack. So if an enemy is within 25 feet of you, they are damaged by all 3 levels of the spell, or 225 points of damage. The second spell, Blizzard, is similar, but not as powerful. When cast, it creates a blizzard that does 20 points of damage per second for 10 seconds, in a radius of 40 feet. The strength of this spell is how it does 200 points of damage over time. Obviously though, your enemies must remain inside of the affected area to be damaged so. The last spell is Lightning Storm, and unlike the other 2 master spells, it does not have an area of effect. Instead, it's a constant spell you aim, but cannot move while casting. Debatably, this is the best of all 3 master destruction spells, as it does 75 points of damage per second. However, it is also the most expensive to cast. Without sufficient enchanted items to reduce magicka cost, you won't be casting this spell for long. The quest and process you have to go through to acquire the Master Destruction spells may be tedious and a bit of a pain, but what else would you expect when unlocking the best spells? Without a doubt, they're some of the most unique magic in the game, and hopefully you'll find them just as useful as they are expensive to cast. I'm William Strife, and this has been a video from Visage Guides with effects by Kerosene Dreams.